Welcome to the Primo's Musings podcast.
Good morning. This is Sri here with the recap of the quarterfinal matches for both the men's and women's in the Indian Wells tennis tournament. Let's start off with the American Tommy Paul, who played against Ruud in the first quarterfinal. And this was a great battle between two of the, I would call the rising stars. I mean, Tommy Paul definitely has shown glimpses of someone who could be in the top 10 sooner than later. And Ruud has been knocking, like I said, he's been knocking on the doors, could get to the top 5. But this game was an excellent match, went 3-setter. Ruud had a lot of chances in the first set, but Tommy Paul was too good, too strong. Great movement, coming all to the net for both of them. Excellent passing shots. I mean, they both have pretty decent serves. When I say decent, when you compare that with Shelton or anybody like that. And then in the first set, Tommy Paul kind of, Ruud had like few, break points, but Tommy Paul, managed to, thwart them, and then was able to win that at 6-2. And the second set, Ruud was very dominant and played as good as he could have played and won it at 6-1. Third set, close match again, 4-3. Tommy Paul up, down a break. Ruud had every chance to break and go to 4-all, but Tommy Paul came up with some excellent passing shot to take it to 5-3 and then won it at 6-3 on a serve. So that's the first one. But the most interesting match would have been the, and then the earlier match before that was Sinner playing Lehchka. Lehchka has been on a tear in this tournament, but Sinner is Sinner, and he's been playing at the highest level anyone could, and he's put on a clinic and won it rather easily, 6-3, 6-3. To move to the semifinal and setting up a huge semifinal clash against world number 2 Alcaraz, which was a very interesting match. It was a bizarre event, as you would say, because the entire stadium was engulfed with a bee invasion, and the play had to be stopped at 1-all in the first set. I don't know if that had anything to do with Zverev's confidence. Right after everything did clear, Zverev was a little out of sorts. Alcaraz just jumped on it, took on an early lead in the first set, 4-1, and never looked back. It just looked, I didn't see the same Zverev I saw in the Australian Open, especially the first 2 sets, as good as he had played that day. But once Zverev lost the first set, it was curtains down for him. Alcaraz was just too good. There was like one forehand shot that he hit, which was close to like 90 miles an hour. It just came like a rocket, leaving a lot of the fans in the stadium and also those watching with shock. But Alcaraz moves on, sets up a great. There was the last time I think they played in a major tournament, I would say, would be the U.S. Open, where Sinner did have like a match point, and then Alcaraz came back and won not only that match, but also went on to win the final against Ruud. And then the other match was Medvedev and Rune. This was a match, again, it was a very close match in the first set, and Medvedev definitely had a lot of opportunities to close, but I think Ruud kept coming back. Ruud actually was serving to take it to the tiebreaker at 5-all. He actually had a 30-15 lead, double faulted, and then came to the net, bad approach just to the net with Medvedev just, looking to just pass him. And then once he lost that the first set, the second set, again, same thing. Rune actually started very well. I mean, he actually went up 2-0, and it seemed that he had the and he was actually serving, and he had every chance to go up 3-0, which would have put a lot of pressure on Medvedev. But somehow Medvedev managed to win those points, and then tied it up at 2-2 at a serve, and then broke Ruud at 2-all. And that was a difference in the game in Rune, I meant. But Medvedev, again, too good. He's one of those players that very, sneakily he comes in and, he doesn't make a big splash in terms of breaking anything, but you could see it's coming, and he just got the better of Rune. So that sets up a great semifinal matchup. And on, I would say on Saturday, with both Sinner and Alcaraz, and then Sinner and Alcaraz, and then Tommy Paul and Medvedev. On the women's side of things, yesterday, Sakkari, again, she's been on a great run. This is probably one of the best tournament runs she has made in a while against Navarro. Navarro won the first set at 7-5, but Sakkari bounced back and won 2 sets, back-to-back sets, 6-2 and 4. And then Coco Gauff, again, playing against Juan. Impressive performance for her. Won in straight sets, 6-4 and 6-3. Close in both the sets, but Gauff was the better player. Really sad about what happened to Wozniacki. She lost the first set at 6-4. She was actually up in the first set at 3-1, I believe. But then the second set, with Swiatek up 1-0, Wozniacki had to drop off. And then in the last one, Kostic won against Potapova. So the semifinal matches are set. Swiatek playing against Kostic and Coco Gauff playing against Sakkari. I do believe that Swiatek and Coco Gauff are, this is going to be the clash in the final. That's my prediction. But as far as the men's are concerned, I do think that Medvedev and Tommy Paul, in an early assessment, I think Medvedev is going to win. And I think Sinner is going to beat Alcaraz. That's just my early prediction. But I'll probably have have someone to kind of analyze this matchups. So maybe Dan will be on my podcast later tonight or tomorrow morning to do the analysis for the semifinal preview. With that, we wrap up the quarterfinal. So far, it's been a very exciting tournament, and looking forward to the semifinals tomorrow. Thanks for listening, as always.
Thank you for listening. Primo will be back soon.